basically what we've covered so far is your mental illness is not going anywhere. Okay? You have to accept it. It's just not going anywhere. 2, how do you know you're depressed, right? You go throughout your day, you're doing the same things, but you feel very gray, you feel very blah, you feel very heavy, you feel very tired, you don't just not enthusiastic. That probably means you're depressed. And what to do when you have depression is completely something else. And then 2 is, are you just making bad decisions? Are you making bad decisions? Are you making bad decisions? And the thing with bad decision is, how do I know I'm making bad decisions? Okay? You're doing things that aren't life-supporting and they're not productive. Okay? And then the last part is, what if my depression is helping me make bad decisions? And I went over that, how to just take little tiny pieces. Okay? And basically, what we need to do, or what I need to do, or what we need to do is just accept the fact that it's not going to go away. Like, there is no magical cure to mental illness. It's not like you're just going to wake up and be like, yeah, I'm done. I feel alive again. Well, thing is, it's a struggle. It's real, but it's infinitely worth it, and your life can be freaking amazing, and that's my goal for everyone, and that's goal for myself. But like I said, I want to talk a little bit today about just that, the magic disappearance of it, because I suffer from this currently. Is I still have a fantastic vision, or a fantatical, whatever the hell it's word, a fantasy vision myself, waking up at 6 a.m., feeling good, drinking green tea, go on a run, abs are flaring, tons of energy, meditate for an hour, write 17 paragraphs, I don't know why, but I feel like that's the goal. And I mean, let's be real. Is that what happened? No. It's like kind of have restless sleep. I have to eat a protein bar just so I stay asleep in the middle of the night. I wake up tired as hell. Need 300 milligrams of caffeine to be alive. I'm still grumpy. Depends on the day. Some days I have energy. Some days I don't. I think that's very normal, right? But F loads of gratitude. F loads of freaking just I can't even express the amount of gratitude I have just to be awake, to be consistent, to be up. And I know it sounds like a bunch of BS, but when you used to wake up every single day and want to kill yourself, waking up and just being grumpy and tired is kind of a thing. But guess what? The magical fantasy of me, like I just described, it ain't going to happen, okay? I want it to happen. I desperately seek it, and I want to get as close to the ideal as possible, but just waking up and living in a utopia isn't real. Does that suck? No, because it's utopia. It's not real. I gotta balance with what's actually tangible and what's actually in front of me. You know what? And if I need to, take a half a sleep pill and drink some coffee and have an energy drink in the morning, and then some days I'm good, some days I'm not, if that's the best, then sure, I'll take it. It's not the best, I guarantee that, but I'll accept it because you know what? I'm freaking up. I'm alive. I got a job. I got things to do. I got so much good stuff going on. I'm happy. Basically, that's kind of a little tangent, but I want to talk about so for you or for anyone else out there listening to the show is if you are depressed every single day, it's not just gonna go away. You're not just gonna wake up one day and be like, "Oh my God, I'm not depressed anymore." Whoa, it's not gonna happen, and I think that's the myth of mental health and mental health recovery is you're gonna do this activity. Exercise, take this med, therapy, blah, 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 and you're just going to not be depressed anymore. It's literally just never going to happen. You said, I'm turning this show off. This guy sucks. No, I mean, here's the thing. It's not going to magically disappear, but you can recover. You can live with it. You can deal with it. You can suppress it to the point of just not even existing at all. You can. I've done it. I've seen people do it. You can do that. And you can just totally be normal, just you have a little bit more extra stuff to do. I think that's the goal. So this is what I want to talk. So that's the thing is, folks, it's never just going to go away. And this is what brought this on is recently I've decided to taper down on my SSRI. So what SSRI is, it's an antidepressant. I think it's very commonly known. But tapering down means you're at X amount of milligrams and you're going to go down to 0. Usually you can taper down to less. But I'm starting at 10. I'm going to 0. And over the last 3 weeks, actually the creation of the show and stuff, I've been going down less. And I felt depression again. It's been a long time since I've actually authentically felt depressed. Probably about 4 years. Okay, 2 years, 2.5 years. But that's a long time for someone who experiences depression on a regular basis. So how do you know you're depressed? This is another question, and this is all going to tie together. This whole, accepting your mental illness, how do you know you're depressed, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, how do you know you're depressed is, and this is exactly what happened to me today, and it goes back to acceptance, is I woke up and I was extra tired. Well, that's not depressed. That's just, I was just tired. I mean, though I took the whole weekend off, I rested, had a totally great weekend. There's zero reason to be tired. Sometimes you're just tired. Whatever. Okay, that's totally normal. Have my caffeine, do my stuff. I feel brain dead. And I happen to be one of those annoyingly somewhat intelligent people, and I like using brain activity. When I don't have brain activity, I kind of feel like what's the word? The schmuck. Anyways, I feel brain dead. I want to make a show, can't. I want to write, can't. I want to work on my business, can't. I want to do anything, and I just really just want to lay on the floor and just melt. Well, that kind of is weird. But you know what? I'm just tired. It's whatever. All right, so, I can't get into gear. I'm like, let's go. So go out, and this is actually a good tip when you feel like you can't really do much, just start doing little things. Like, I was like, I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to get gas. Like, ooh, yeah, like knock them down. First of all, having a job that you can do that during the day on a Monday is legit. Hashtag become a trainer. You guys want to become a trainer? Go to becomeatrainer.com. I'm just kidding. But you could if you wanted to. Anyways, working on my ads. So I start doing these things, and this is you too. And I notice I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to listen to my shows. I don't want to listen to podcasts. I just want to drive, and just blah, like this blah zone, the blase. I'm like, okay. And I know my barber pretty well. She's cut my hair for a few years, and we're just there, and she's talking to me, I'm talking to her. I'm just flat. You can imagine I have some tonality and inflection in my voice, but I was just flat. I was blah, blah. And I was like, just whatever. And then I'm like, and then my Walmart, same shit. I love Walmart. I can tell you guys why I love Walmart so much. It's a different show, but I love Walmart. And I go, and just everything's just gray and blah and trash. And that's when I realized, oh, I'm depressed. So I'm doing things I always do and regularly enjoy. Yes, I enjoy going to Walmart. I'm that simple. But I wasn't enjoying them at all. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. It's not like, I got a haircut and it was bad hair, so I was mad. No, it was like every single thing I did in the same day, which was, honestly, it should be a fantastical day. It just was gray. It was blah. I wasn't sad. I wasn't crying. I wasn't like, ugh. It was just dead zone. So the dead zone is actually I should call it the dead zone. The dead zone is a place that you're just emotionally blunt. It's like my friend is saying, it's like throwing a baseball at a walrus. So it's like poof, just hits the walrus right in the face. Anyways, so you're just blunt. Every baseball is hitting you right in the face. Oh, caffeine, boom, boom, done, boom, done, boom. Don't want to go on, boom, don't want to get my hair go, boom, boom. Just nothing is invigorating you. Nothing's giving you any joy. You're not smiling. You're not laughing. There's nothing going on. Sucks. That's depression. So now we're going into what I called it free fall, but this is the snowballing effect. Is once you realize you're depressed, then you start getting depressed about being depressed, and then you're more depressed than you were because you're depressed about being depressed, and you go in this what Mark Manson calls a hellish feedback loop. Love that guy. And what's making you depressed is your depression. You just get more and more depressed. And I don't know about you guys, I have anxiety too. I think everyone does. So I start freaking out. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta take more supplements. I gotta get peptides. I gotta get steroids. I just, the whole laundry list. And then, I've been doing this for a long time. So I pulled myself out of the snowball effect, and I put my boots down. I said, I wasn't wearing boots, but whatever. I put my boots down. I said, look, Roos, you're going down on exercise. Of course you're gonna feel depressed. And I said, mother bleepity bleep bleep. I'll cuss at myself in my head. Fuck you. And I'm like, it's the unfortunate circumstance. But it's beautiful because it's like, this is what made me able to make this show and do all this stuff. Because it's like, yes, like it makes sense. Like, hello, you take less antidepressants, you feel depressed. And you're like, wait, so you feel depressed, so why don't you just take antidepressants again? And I can. And that, this is the thing about a taper. And this is why you taper. You don't just go cold turkey off meds. Why you taper is, if you get to a certain point in the taper, like let's say I start at 10 and I get to 2 and I'm like, I feel absolutely miserable. It's been 2 weeks. I just am terrible, go back to 10. Boom. But if I just stop taking it, oh, God knows what's going to happen. Well, actually, I know exactly what's going to happen to me. Just bad everything. I don't do that, and you shouldn't do that either. So that's how you kind of know you're being depressed. Is you go throughout the day, you're doing things you normally do, but everything is just gray. It's just heavy. You're just tired. You're just bored. You're just annoyed. You're just whatever. That's a sign of depression. Now, there are more serious signs of depression, and I mean, those are a little easier to identify. Like, back 8 years ago, I just binged my brains out and lay in bed all day and smoke weed till I pass out. Like, it was pretty easy to be like, hey, I think I'm depressed. Or like every day I wake up and I'm like, all right, today's the day I'm just going to drive my car off a cliff. I'm over it. That's like, pretty obvious to be like, hey, I'm depressed. I mean, so those are a little bit, I'm laughing, that's terrible, but it's like those are obviously a more normal signs. Like, those are huge factors. And if you're experiencing those, like, go get some help right away. But if you're not, and you're kind of in this weird zone, like I feel like a lot of people are, and they don't even know if they're depressed, you probably are. You probably are. I mean, if you start asking the question, am I depressed, you're probably already going down the road of, like, feeling depressed. And I look at some people that I know, and this is kind of a tangent, but I think this is important, and we'll keep this on the how do you know if you're depressed topic is, they think they're depressed. And they might be, right? They might be. But that's because they're making poor decisions. Okay? So it's what the hell does that mean, Evan? You're just being an egotistical monster? No. When you make poor decisions consistently, you will become depressed. You're making yourself depressed. Look at the counteractions, right? Look at me. I'm sorry, I don't want to be like the freaking, oh, I'm the greatest, but look at me. I'm making good decisions, right? I'm trying to help. I'm trying to put a good forth. I'm trying to do my work. I'm trying to participate. I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to run errands, trying to take care of people, trying to take care of what's going on. And it's not working. I still feel blasé. I'm making good decisions, okay? That's a sign that you have depression, right? If I was making poor decisions like I used to, and I wake up and I feel slightly tired, so I smoke a fat bowl of weed and I chill on my couch and just kind of drift into the nightmare. Okay, like that's not that bad, but that's kind of a bad decision. And then you're high, you don't want to go to work, so you call your clients and you cancel. That's a bad decision. And then you're home, so you smoke more. That's a bad decision. And then you realize you're hungry, but you make poor food choices because you're high and you've been home all day. And then you miss your workout, then you eat more, and then you're really depressed. And you go, oh, I have depression. Well, you made a lot of bad decisions to get there. So you don't have depression, you're making bad decisions. Okay, so a lot of people that I know are making bad decisions. And that's why they have or feel depressed. So are you depressed? Yes. Do you have depression? No. There's a clear difference. So how do you know if you're actually depressed? You need to be making good decisions. How do I know what a good decision is? Well, you know what a good decision because it's moving you forward towards your goals and towards your life. It's pretty obvious, I think. Well, it might not be. So, like, let's say you're in grad school, right? What's a good decision? Studying, right? Going to class, prepping your meals, doing your exercise, doing your workouts, talking to friends. Those are all good decisions. What are bad decisions? Procrastinating, going on your cell phone for too long. I mean, obviously getting drunk. Fuck it. I mean, sorry, no cussing. All those things. So those are important. God, the lighting is terrible with this freaking webcam. I wonder if I turn the angles to help at all. Not really. Anyways, so maybe I'll edit that part out. Anyway, so you're making bad decisions. Okay. Now this is the fun part, and we'll end this segment. We'll go to the next thing. Is how do you know that your depression isn't helping you make bad decisions? Because like when I was seriously depressed, I was like, I just can't make good decisions. It was impossible to make good decisions. Well, and here we have a paradox, right? How do I know I'm depressed if how I know I'm depressed is by making decisions, but how I'm making decisions because I'm depressed? That is called a circular definition, and that's circular logic. And that is a serious problem in mental health because we will chase our tails and go in circles with these ridiculous definitions and words that essentially are completely useless. So here's what you do. This is the solution. Number 1, make good decisions, okay? Start small. First good decision. I'm not going to smoke weed at 8 o'clock in the morning today. If you can't, you're probably addicted to marijuana and you need to get help for that. Okay? Next good decision. I'm going to eat a somewhat healthy breakfast. I can't. Well, you're probably addicted to food and you need to get help for that. All right, well, I'm going to walk for 20 minutes. I'm so busy, I don't have time for that. Well, you have poor scheduling habits, and you need to get help for that. Go to work. I hate my job. Well, that's unfortunately your fault, and you need to get a new job. I don't want to take the risk because getting a new job is hard. Yes, everything's hard, but you can either suck it. I was actually thinking about this. You can either suck it up and complain about the whole life or do something about it. Well, my friend did. I think this is genius. This is super tangent. He hated his job, so he's like, I'm going to save up for a year. I'm going to work for a year in this shitty job. I'm going to save up all my money, and then when I'm done, I'm going to use that money to get a new job. And he did. It was awesome. And now he's a trainer. Woo! But becomeatrainer.com. Anyway, so that's how you start. And if you can't do any of those things, then yeah, you probably have depression, right? But if you can and you make momentum, right, and you don't smoke and you do eat healthy breakfast and you do get out walking and you start the day off right, you'll probably make more and more good decisions and just keep making those good decisions that lead to behavior change. And then I'm barking up a completely different tree when it comes to behavior change, and we can talk about that in a completely different show. But I wanted to cover that. So basically, what we've covered so far is your mental illness is not going anywhere. Okay, you have to accept it. It's just not going anywhere. 2, how do you know you're depressed? Right, you go throughout your day, you're doing the same things, but you feel very gray, you feel very blah, you feel very heavy, you feel very tired. You don't just not enthusiastic. That probably means you're depressed. And what to do when you have depression is completely something else. And then 2 is are you just making bad decisions? Are you making bad decisions? Are you making bad decisions? And the thing with bad decision is, how do I know I'm making bad decisions? Okay? You're doing things that aren't life-supporting and they're not productive. Okay? And then the last part is, what if my depression is helping me make bad decisions? And I went over that, how to just take little tiny pieces. Okay?